Hi, my name is Blaze Coco. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for sitting in this webinar. I'm going to be going over probates, distressed owners, short sales, auctions, predictive sellers, yard sales, a whole bunch of different ways for you to make money. I'm going to talk a lot about the Domi app, which is where a lot of these different type leads can be delivered to you. Although I'm going to teach you a little bit on how to get those leads yourself if you want to do them on your own. So Domi, I'll talk a little bit about Domi first. Domi is a lead generating platform with tons of free tools like testimonial trees and open house sign-ins and postcards and all those things. And they're all free. The app is actually free for you. If you want to get leads, it's then $99 a month. But really, the basic app has all those tools for you. Domi works on GPS technology. When a consumer wants to see a home, they simply put in the date and the time, they hit submit. When they do that, the app finds the closest Domi member to that property, just like Uber does. Uber, when you're looking for an Uber for a taxi, let's say you're at 123 Main Street, you type in the address, tap on submit, and their app finds the closest taxi driver. If the taxi driver that's closest doesn't answer, it then pushes out to the next closest taxi driver. In our case, when Domi sounds the doorbell, that's your cue to grab the lead. We'll push out every 6 seconds. So if you don't accept the lead within 6 seconds, it then pushes out to the next closest agent. That's it. It's real simple. It's not about owning different zip codes. It's not about paying big referral fees. But for the leads from Domi, it's $99 a month. That's it. No referral fees. So those leads come in. Today, we're pushing out about 150 leads a day. That's roughly 4,500 leads a month. It's amazing. It's all in New England, just in New England. We are going nationwide. But right now we're concentrating in Massachusetts and New Hampshire and Vermont. So if you're in the right place at the right time, you'll get the lead. These are some of the tools that Domi has on the app for you to take advantage of. You know, lot lines, tax records, directions, the 3D videos, photos, the hamburger toolbox, all these things, QR codes, all this stuff. And like I said, this platform is free and it's free for you. Let's talk a little bit about the economy before we get into the webinar. So credit cards, are they doing well? A lot of people getting into debt? You betcha. We've actually crossed over the $1 trillion mark, 29% APR, crazy. A lot of people are in debt, guys. Unfortunately, that's the case through COVID. They were given a lot of money. They didn't change their spending habits and they continue to spend, which means probably a lot of problems in the future. Interest rates seem to be holding steady, 5.75 to 6.25. The good news is, if the market does slow down, then you're going to see these rates come down. The government, the only tool they really have to stop inflation or curb inflation is to lower rates, higher rates, etc. In this case, because the market has been so robust, they've been raising rates to slow down the market, and it has slowed down the market. A lot of our sellers out there in the market today don't want to sell. They're at 2.75%. Why would they want to sell their home and then take on a mortgage of 7%? It's not going to happen. It's hurting probably a good 40–50% of our market, which means half the amount of homes that sold last year won't sell this year. It also means that we're going to make a lot less money. Not only us as real estate agents, but also the mortgage consultants. Those guys, they're not doing refinancing. They're not writing first-time home buyer purchasing. People can't find inventory. And the reason they can't is because people just won't sell their home because A, they don't want to go into a higher rate. B, they have no place to go. So it's really, unfortunately, a double-edged sword. And it's really hurting our income potential, which means we need to figure out a way to get people on the market to sell their home so we can make more money. Ultimately, that's what I want for you and obviously for everybody else. The unemployment rate, 3.4%, really low. It's done very, very well since COVID. But at the same time, if the interest rates are high, unemployment's low, what happens is the value or the quality of those folks that are working drops dramatically. If someone said, hey, we need a 0% unemployment rate, that would be scary. Imagine driving up to a Dunkin' Donuts and saying, hey, I'd like a large coffee with cream sugar or whatever. They'd say, yeah, okay, bro, just come on up and pay the money, will you please? You'd go by, pay the money. They'd probably spill half of it on you if we were at a 0% unemployment rate. We don't want that. It's not good for anybody, particularly if you're in a nice suit. You don't want to get a splash from hot coffee. Inflation still on the rise. Of course it is, because there's limited inventory. That means prices will continue to climb. The guesstimation is the real high end will come down a little bit, but those low to middle homes, those are going to continue to climb. They're going to be continue to be fought by first-time home buyers, regular home buyers as well, not just first-time home buyers, but anyone looking for a home. If they're in the low to middle range, they're going to be competing still 10, 12, 15 offers if you price it right. If you're not pricing it right and you're overpricing it, it's going to sit there. But if it's priced right and it's a fairly good looking home, not needing a whole bunch of work, and it's in a nice location, unfortunately this year it's going to be 10 to 12 to 15 offers again. You'll see that. But on the multi-million-dollar properties, you'll see those come down because there are less buyers out there. Those folks have the money in the stock markets, and if you haven't been watching, a lot of folks have lost a lot of money. Households filing for foreclosure, unfortunately, in February, 18% increase based on a year ago, which 30,000 homeowners filing, not so good. But the good news is 2007, 2008, the numbers were more like 130,000 filings. Banks notice of intents to foreclose. So we're still way ahead of the curve there, but it's not going in the right direction. Again, a lot of people are in debt. They don't know how to get out of debt. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about during this webinar to help you help them. So how is the economy affecting our real estate market? We know it's really simple. Thousands of buyers, unfortunately, zero inventory, and the one that's there is sold. Not a lot of homes. If you're used to selling 20, 30, 40, 50 homes a year, you're probably going to end up selling 12, 15 homes a year. Unless you do a lot of the things that we're talking about in this webinar, I think you're going to do really, really well. When I was an agent, I would never sell less than 100 homes a year. I was always the top agent. I learned how to do a lot of different things. And what we did is we built those things into this app called Domi. Domi short for domicile home. And the ideas and the things that made me successful in agents around me is what you'll find in the app. These are the things that I did and a lot of the agents that I was around. Pretty cool stuff. So you got to learn. So the question is, do we need more buyers or sellers? Of course, we need sellers. When someone says, like Zillow and those guys, I have a bunch of buyers for you. No kidding. We have tons of buyers where we don't have our sellers. This whole webinar is based on sellers. So sit back and relax. And I'll try to be a little more explicit than normal. I'll try to take my time and explain. But I am on a limited time here for you because I don't want you spending 3 or 4 hours with me. This is really geared towards for a 30-minute webinar. All right. So let's take a look at the solution. It's called prospecting. Simple to say, hard to do. Trust me, I know. Making those phone calls and saying, hey, do you want to sell your home? And them clicking, hanging up on me, not a fun thing. But it's that 1 out of 10, that 1 out of 15, that 1 out of 20 that do say yes. To sell 100 homes a year like I did, you got to imagine I was selling 9, 10, 11, 12 homes every month. I'd always have 12 to 15 homes in the queue, knowing that a few of those were going to fall out. So I'd make sure that I had all these homes in there every month to keep my income where it is. It's not by accident that you sell 100. My first year at 24 years old, 111 homes. Never sold less than those when I was an agent. I had worked for Century 21, a franchise down in Methuen, Massachusetts, and learned a lot from the owner and the people around me. I'm now affiliated with Berkshire Hathaway Variety Realty. Our company, we built a company for 25 years, Coco Realty Associates, and sold it and was acquired by Berkshire Hathaway. So today I'm out there helping, training, teaching, not just their agents, but you folks as well. That's their philosophy. They want to get out there and help people make it a better market. You know, that's my philosophy as well. These are the homeowners we need to be talking to. There's 12 here. These are 12 prospects that you need to be going after. Let's see, zero equity folks, expired listings, auction prospects, predictive sellers, probate properties, distressed owners, yard sales, predictive foreclosures, short sales, zero equity, mortgage applicants, and for sale by owners. Pretty cool, a mouthful, but a lot of work. Now you can do the work, you can do the homework, you can do the research, or you can have a company do it for you. Domi happens to be one of those companies that will do it for you. And that's for the $99 a month if you want. If you download the app and use just the tools, it's free. Testimonial tree, all those things, they're all free for you. Get rid of all the other apps. You don't need to pay anything. Domi offers all those for free. You download Domi, D-O-M-I-I, at the Apple Store or Play Store. Fill in your information as a real estate agent. Choose the free platform, and all those tools are there for you. Pretty cool stuff. But anyway, let's get back into this. So these are the 12 that I want you to go after. I'm going to talk about most of them. These are the things you can either send them a text, or you can use dialogue to call them directly. So what do you say, or what do you text to these properties? If you had these prospects, if you had the app, you could share with these folks your app. And when you do, it would say certain things. And let me show you some of those things. These are all the prospects that I want you to concentrate on. And I'm going to go through the language that you can do. And it's really easy. A lot of people make it complicated. I had gone to a lot of seminars, a lot of speakers, and I pulled out the golden nuggets, and I use those in my business. And I was really good at it. I'm still good at it. I love talking to people. I love getting down on one knee and, talking to folks, particularly the seniors. I really enjoy those folks. But you've got to know how to talk to the folks to build trust. If you can build that trust, they're going to listen to you. They're going to call you. They're going to ask you for advice all the time. I still get people crossing the street and hugging me and saying, Blaze, thank you so much for saving my parents' home. And, they're in tears. You talk about good referrals. That's where you get your business from. So let's go to delinquents. What do you say to a delinquent person? Well, we're here to help. No equity, no problem. We can help. Even if you're delinquent in your mortgage or your credit cards, download Domi with this link. You'll love the app and you'll love our help. So this is geared towards texting this to a consumer, and there would be a link in there that would encourage them to download the link. And when they do, download the app. And when they download the app, your code gets deep linked into their app. So every time they're looking for a home, every time they want a CMA, they would tap on the date, time, submit. It would go to you all the time. If you locked them in, if you shared your app with them, then that would not go out GPS. Like I said earlier, it will go directly to you because you locked them in. You simply tap an arrow on the upper right-hand corner of the app, and that would share it with them. They download the app based on the information. They're excited. And now they'll link to you, which is wonderful. It's guaranteed. The expireds, I won't go through them all, but just to give you an idea, and you're welcome to take a picture of this page before I go to the next page. So expireds, if you sent them a text when you're sharing the app, it would say, I bet we can get your home sold in 72 hours. Our agents are #1 in your area. Download our app and enjoy the valuation tools to determine your own value. Now, Domi, these are the messages that Domi sends out to these homeowners to get leads for you guys. Once the consumer does respond, we then send it out in the form of a lead to you based on GPS. Unless, again, if you shared your app and you locked in that customer, when they do request services, it's only going to go to you. You got to lock them in just by tapping on the arrow, putting in the phone number. You're good. Auctions. What do you do with an auction property? Someone's losing their property. This is what we say. Don't lose your home. We can help stop the auction at no cost. We've done it many times before. We know the banks and they know us. Download Domi now. So their idea is that they'll download the app and it's going to help them. And when they download the app, they're going to like it because it's personal. The consumer version, they get to put in their picture, their personal picture, and all their information. So now it's their app. And they're getting real-time data from the MLSs, just like we are. So let's talk about predictives. Isn't it time to sell your home? Here's an app that is free and ties you into the MLSs, just like the Realtors. Download Domi now. These are all geared towards getting the consumer to download the app, use the app, and set up appointments when they're ready to see a home, if they want a CMA, if they need a home inspector, if they need a banker, they can request pros within the app. And you can build those pros into your app as well. Let's say you have your top 3 bankers, build them right into the app. Again, it's free, it's on the platform. You'd want to do it, it's pretty cool. Predictive sellers, I'm going to go through those in a little more detail in a bit. Probates. We're a real estate firm that deals with probates every day. You'll love our app and our service. Download Domi and get the competitive edge when trying to sell someone else's home. Because probates would be an executor or an executor selling someone passed away, their home. So again, Domi's out there trying to get those folks to respond and get them to download the app. So whatever they do in the app, those will go out as leads to you GPS-wise. Distressed sellers. If you're delinquent in your mortgage, we'll help you free of charge. We are realtors. By the way, Domi does have a real estate license. We don't practice selling, but Domi is licensed in Massachusetts. New Hampshire, and Vermont. Let's see, we are realtors that specialize in distressed homeowners. Download Domi and get access to our services for free. Pretty cool. Yard sales, these are pretty neat. Having a yard sale is fun. Selling your home is even funner, LOL. I don't know if fun is a real word, but I thought it'd be cute to put in there. Our app will help you search for homes like never before. Real MLS access, download Domi now, it's free. These are words you can, when you share your app, you can put in any verbiage that you want, that you think that will encourage the consumer to download the app. And when they do, your code gets deep linked into them. So every time they want services on the app, that will go to you. You want to share your app with everybody. And if it's not Domi, then the app that you're using from your company that your company provides, then make sure you share your app with them and make sure you can take a picture of this. You can put down the language. Pre-foreclosures, don't lose your home. Call us or download Domi, our app. It's there to help. It's free, and so is our consulting, always free. We've helped hundreds of homeowners in the same situation. Short sales. We're here to help. No equity, no problem. We can help. Even if you're delinquent in your mortgage, download Domi. Now, Domi has short sale. They have all these types of leads that they go out and purchase. They vet them and then they send them to you in the form of a lead. Zero equity. These are folks that are delinquent as well. Not just zero equity, but they'll become short sales because they're delinquent, either 30, 60, 90, or 120 days delinquent. This is what Domi sends out, these types of leads. All different types, but these specifically. Mortgage apps, these are folks that have just applied for a mortgage that are in the market. Of course, they're buyers, but a lot of times buyers are sellers. So we are sending those out as well, and then the for sale by owners. So this goes out. This app will help you sell your home faster than ever before and for top price. Download Domi now. It's free and you'll love it. It's tied to the MLSs at no charge. So take a picture of this if you want. These are great one-liners that I've always used and have been very successful with them. Kind of pretty too with the colors and all. The red ones are the bad ones, meaning people are delinquent, losing their home, etc. All right, moving on. Domi can do it all for you. If you don't have the time, here's the data Domi collects for you. And we send it in the form of leads. You get all this data. There's all the stuff that you have to research, but we'll do it for you. We deliver it to you, really on a silver platter. It's kind of cool. It's a great service. And again, it's just at $99 a month. We guarantee a minimum of 20 opportunities a month. So your a doorbell sound will go off on your app. And when it does, grab it, jump on it. The average agent takes 1.9 seconds to grab it. If you get it, it means you're the first one in the area. And if you're not the first one, let's say the first one gets the doorbell sound and they let it go. It's going to reach out every 6 seconds to the next agent and so on, right? So you could be third or fourth agent down the line, the third or fourth agent down the line. And if you are, then the first one, second one, third one, those are still live. Those agents could still accept the app before you get a chance. So don't get upset if you do miss out. But like I said, we're putting out a little more than 150 leads a day. So get your fair share if you want. Let's see. So the homework, you'll need to find these folks, research their personal data, then vet them before you make the call. So you're going to want to do all your homework before you make the call. Again, with Domi, they're going to give you their data, but if you do it yourself, first step is where do you find these prospects? These are the places that we get them. We have a whole team that goes out and researches all the auction sites, all the for sale by owner sites, all the Airbnb, all those places, Craigslist, etc. You can Google, go to the registry of deeds, courthouses, credit bureaus. We have relationships with TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So we're pulling leads and data from them. Rooms, I thought that was kind of cool, but it's true. If you hear someone's in trouble, you want to try to help them out and give them a call. Someone else is going to do it. The market's so tight. Agents are making calls like never before. Yard sales, I'll talk a little bit about that. Lead aggregators, lead gen companies, your hairdressers, your restaurants, your bartenders. Those are the people that when you hear a little rumor, you want to turn around and drop your business card off to them and say, hey, give me a call. I'm here to help. So a lot of homework for you if you want to get into this business and trying to get listings and trying to build up that inventory. And again, you don't have to do it. If you want another company to do it, hire them. And again, Domi is just the $99, but that's up to you. So let's talk about prospecting. Prospects. Distressed homeowners. Homeowners that are delinquent 30 to 120 days on their mortgage payments. They haven't quite gone to foreclosure yet. So they need help. They need you to give them a call. And I know it's hard, but you want to give them a call. You want to be able to help them. And they may want to sell. They might say, you know what, I give up. I just want out. God forbid, maybe the husband, the spouse passed away and they're depressed. They have no job, what have you. But one thing they do have that unfortunately the banks don't really care is they have equity. And if they go to auction, the bank doesn't care for them. If they get more money at the auction, great. But the bank is concerned about getting their money. If they owe $200,000 on the property, it's worth $500,000. You don't want the auctioneer selling the home for $200,000. You want to get out there and help them sell the property and get the equity that they deserve. So the good news is it's not too late. If they are 30 or 120 days, it's not too late. They can sell, they can modify, or they can walk away. Your job is to help them in any way possible. Be gentle. They're embarrassed most of the time. So if they say they want to sell, so lenders will allow a sale to go through, providing there are enough money to satisfy the debt. Be sure the inspections are complete and the buyer is approved. So if you go to a bank, you don't want to go and say, hey, I might have a buyer. You want to go to the bank with their okay, and with a real live buyer that's done the inspections and has done those things, and the bank will stop the foreclosure. They don't want to lose money. They don't want to go to foreclosure. When they do go to foreclosure, they have to reserve against that negative equity. They have to reserve against the delinquency, which means if the bank has limited funds, they're not going to be able to lend out those monies. But if they're not going to lend out their monies, they want to get the asset off their books. And if they can get a buyer to cover the mortgage by you, helping them out, they'll do it all day. I have done hundreds of these in my career. I've been in the business for 35 years. I've done hundreds of them. The banks want to help. And you want to be the person helping them. You end up becoming the person that they refer all their friends to because you help save their home or get them equity. They want to modify, meaning lenders will quite often allow the arrears to be tacked onto the back of the loan, thereby making them current. So let's say they're 4 months behind. A modification program or plan is when a lender would take those 4 months you're behind. And if let's say you still owe 21 years left on the mortgage, you'll owe 21 years plus those 4 months. So they'll tack it on, be a modification, all of a sudden now the person's current. And within 12 months, if they can pay the mortgage within 12 months, they're now eligible to go for an FHA loan. They can actually get out there only, they'd have those lates, they'd have 1 year clean slate, bingo, they'd be back in the market. If they do want to walk away, they'll lose their equity, their credit, and most of the time, their family. A lot of times, don't let this happen. A lot of times when people are in financial despair, the husband and wife tend to argue, the kids, the whole 9 yards, and they end up breaking up, and that's not a good thing for anybody. So you want to help them out. If you can help them out, you'll be their hero. I've been the hero many, many times. And I tell you, that's why I love this business. Even if I don't make any money, if I'm helping them save their home, I'm telling you, God's watching. You're going to heaven. You're going to be the person that everyone's going to say, wow, I can't believe I didn't even pay him, no commission, no nothing. He just helped me with my bank. You want to do that. That's our full-time job. That's how we make our realtor business respectable, professional. We don't want to take advantage of anyone. We want to help them. So let's talk about predictive sellers. What is a predictive seller? These are homeowners that will most likely sell within the next 6 to 12 months. The success rate, so we have a 300-point trigger algorithm that's been patented. These neighborhoods, I'll request certain zip codes, and the zip codes will go into the system, and the algorithm will kick out the homeowners based on a lot of different things: their educational level, their equity, their children, their being an empty nester, how long they owned the home, what type of mortgage do they have, things like that. So we get those, we clean them up, we vet them, and then we send them out as predictive leads. And actually, when we do send them out through Domi, what we do is we send 10 at a time. So if you see predictive sellers, you tap on it and you win it, you're going to get 10 predictive sellers. 1 out of those 10 will sell within the next 12 months. The success rate is 10% to 27%, depending where you are in the country. In the Midwest, it's a lot higher for some reason, I don't know. But out here, it's more 1 out of every 10. So here's an example of an Excel spreadsheet for predictive sellers. This is the data that we send you. It's a lot cleaner than this, but just to give you an idea, you've got the type of family, the street location, where it's located, what towns, the last name, first name, the phone numbers that we have their cell numbers, we have their home numbers, we have their landlines, we have the third and fourth, sometimes up to 5 different phone numbers to contact them. We have their email addresses, not all the time, but most of the time we do. What type of property, what's the value, how big is the property, what's the square footage, how many bathrooms, when it's sold, when it was built, how many adults in there, what they do for a living. We have their college, we have their income, we have their children's ages, we have their school successes, their college as well. So we send this data to you. So before you make the call, you know who they are already. Don't tell them you know, because it's a little eerie if you think about it, but all this data is available and we do pass it on to you. So if you get those predictives, you want to make sure you can grab them. So what do you do with them? The dialogue is simple. So it's predictive is someone who's not selling. So you're the first person calling them. At the end of the day, you're going to say, hi, this is Blaze. I'm calling to see if you're looking to sell your home within the next 6 to 12 months. Simply yes or no, or maybe so. What's the action you take? Domi sends you the seller's data that includes the name, number, all this data, all number of children, all that we just went through. What do you want to do with it? Share your app with them. Since we're giving you the phone number, all you got to do is type in the phone number of the person, hit share, bam, they're going to get in their text box a link. Blaze Coco sending you, sharing his app with you. It's an amazing app. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, download this, it's free. And you can change the wording in there too if you have your own type of wording. You can lock them in. When you do share the app, you lock them in. So you share the app. If they hit that link, they're now deep linking your code into their app when they do download it. And like I said, they're putting their personal photo, all the personal information. So it becomes their personal app. They can ask for carpenters and plumbers and painters and all that in the app as well. So it's not just about real estate, but it's about real estate services. Within the app, you can send them a postcard. You can email them from within your CRM, newsletters, etc. You can call them, oh my, meaning it's a cold call, but it's simple. Hi, this is Blaze Coco. I'm calling to see if you're looking to sell your home. It's beautiful. I'm looking to see if you're looking to sell within the next 6 to 12 months. If they say no, that's cool. Share the app, do all these things. You can even knock on the door if you like. I put LOL because I know a lot of you guys won't. It's a little unsafe, so you want to make sure you're careful in the neighborhood you're in. Let's talk about yard sales. It's very simple. People that clean up their property after many, many years usually have one thing in mind: selling. Otherwise, the many, many years, they just let the property go to hell and they haven't taken care of it. They haven't painted it. They haven't put a new roof on. The carpeting, they have the shared carpeting. They've had the dogs eating the frames of the doors. The windows are broken, all those things. But if you see them doing repairs, if you see them doing having a yard sale, you might want to call them. I did that, and I'd say probably 1 out of 5, 1 out of 8, you'll be successful. So what are the things you do? You can call them, visit them, share your app with them. I'd share my app right away with them because particularly if they are thinking of selling. Passively, within the app, you can just tap on postcard, send them 1 out of 25 postcards. They'll get it within 3 days. It's a jumbo-sized postcard that's in the app as well in Domi. Put them in your CRM. Go to the yard sale and put in there and buy something expensive. Make an impression. Give them your business card. Awesome. So you guys thinking about selling? Even if they say no, give them your business card. Put them in the CRM. Share your app with them. Do all those things because one day they will sell. And you want them getting your newsletter. This is a great way of getting new blood, if you will. Probates. What's a probate? These are prospects. And I'm going to show you a mass in New Hampshire to help you potentially get into this business. These are folks that have passed away and their will has been probated. The courts go out and they assign an executor and executrix to handle and disperse the funds. See, when you die, even if you die with the will, it still has to be probated. The court makes sure the creditors get paid off. You might think, let me run all my credit cards up. Well, if you do that and you pass away, then your heirs are not going to get much money because all the things that you spent while you were dead, while you were alive, and you're dead now, your assets are going to pay those creditors. And the courts make sure. Anyway, So and obviously if they die without a will, which is what it states here, if they die without a will, the court's going to assign an executor or executrix into their job is going to be to dispose of the properties. You want to get involved there. Do they all have real estate? No. Do they all get appointed an executor? Yes. Could be a lawyer. Could be a family member that's out of the country, out of the state. They're going to need somebody. This is what it looks like a little bit. In New Hampshire, you can go here, take a picture of this, go to this URL, and it's going to show you. You're going to type in the towns or the counties. It's going to show you all the probates that are going on. You'll have to call them. You'll have to find the phone numbers. You can go to whitepages.com. You could go to 411. That's a pretty good place to get phone numbers. And then you give them a call. And, you know, they're full of data. Once you get that list, you'll then call the New Hampshire probate courts. This is the phone number. Take a picture of this here. That will help you. And you talk to them and you'll ask them, do you have the phone numbers? Do you have this? Do you know if there's real estate in this probate? If they say yes, now you should be excited because now you want to go and try and get that. They will only allow you to have 5 inquiries. So you want to do it kind of every day or have somebody do it for you or several people doing it for you if you're going to be looking at probates every day. And you should. That's a great way of getting business. A lot of these executives and executrixes have never sold a property and they need somebody like us to get out there and sell. These are some other websites that you can get probates from. US lead lists, all the leads here, probated, data now, batch leads. These are the websites. Take a picture of these if you want. These are in Massachusetts. This is for Massachusetts. You go to mass.gov, and then this is where you would search those as well. So I showed you New Hampshire and showing you Massachusetts as well. The important thing is, what do you say to these types of prospects? Because you can't say, hey, sorry, Uncle Joe died. I'd like to sell his home. Particularly if it's only a week, if they've only passed away and it's just been a week, probably give them a little time. And actually, that's not good because there are a lot of folks out there. We do probates at Doming, we send them out to you, but they are getting calls from all sorts of people. But you've got to expect that. You've got to expect that when you do receive a probate, they've probably already been called 10 times, mostly by investors. The good news is the probates that we have, there are no realtors attached to them. We have exclusivity at this point in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, but we don't, that's against our realtors. We have exclusivity, meaning they're not sharing with other realtors as of yet. They do have investors, however, that are calling these folks all the time. So the consumer, the executor may say, I've been called 20 different times, don't call me again. And that's true, that could happen. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're just going to be helping them. And this is what I would say. Hi, this is Blaze. I'm calling to see, I didn't even say I was a realtor. Hi, this is Blaze. I'm calling to see if 2 Smith Street will be coming on the market soon. That's it. So I'm kind of posing as a buyer, if you will. But at that point, I would come clean and I would say, yeah, in fact, I'm going to be putting in the market. You would then say, great, well, I'm a top realtor in the area. I'd love to represent you. I do probates as part of my business. They want to know that you know what's going on because it's a little complicated with the courts and all. Let them know you're a probate specialist. Because you're at this webinar today, you're a probate specialist. I'll send you out a certificate if you like. Maybe we can do a DOMI certified probate specialist or something. Let's see, what would be the acronym there? DOMI certified, DCPS. So we can assign a DCPS to you if you'd like. You don't need it, but I'm just trying to give you the dialogue so it'll help you when you do talk to these folks. The action you take, DOMI sends you the executor's data that includes all this information, which means, what do you want to do? Call them for sure. You got to call them. Share your app with them so they can see. They'll see your name. Your name will be popping up. You'll be branding yourself in their minds. Lock them in. So when they do download the app, if they do, because the executive is really just going to be a family member, most likely, and they're people, and they may want to sell their home. They may want to sell Uncle Joe's home as well. So they'll probably want to download the app. Send them personalized jumbo postcards from the app if you like, or send them your own letters, however you like. And of course, put them in your CRM. So when they do decide to sell, a lot of times these probates, the heirs will let their daughters and sons move in and they'll rent it to them, etc. So they may not sell, but they are a nice way of getting relationships, mostly with attorneys. attorneys are really cool. If they're tied into the courts and they get all these probates, then you want to be the agent that they'll be calling, because it's kind of a layup. It's really easy. Once you have you've established that relationship with the attorneys, they'll call you and say, "Hey, Blaze, I've got plenty to prove." So you're just going to make the call. All right. Pre-foreclosures. Let's talk about those a little bit. Pre-foreclosures. These are lead prospects of homeowners that are in jeopardy of losing their home, usually within the next 6 to 12 months. A lot of times, you'll see the notice of intent saying, "Oh, we're going to foreclose on May 1st," and here we are. Let's say it's October, and they still haven't foreclosed. A lot of times, they're working with the bank trying to slow down the foreclosure process. So they do take quite a long time, most of the time. The dates, like I said, they may have expired, so don't be fooled. The lender still wants their money, so the foreclosure will loom and eventually take place if they can't work it out with the consumer. And as I said earlier, if you bring a lender, a legitimate buyer, they may postpone. And if they do postpone, wonderful. You become the hero. You get to save the home for the client, or you help them get their equity instead of it going to foreclosure. What do you say? Here's the dialogue. "Hi, this is Blaze. I just drove by your home." You don't talk about the foreclosure. Talk about their home. "It's beautiful. Would you ever consider selling it?" That's the only way you're going to get them to listen. And I would add to that, if you haven't heard, prices have doubled in most areas. Sometimes when you say that in one full breath, they will listen a little clearer. But if you just take your time, "Hi, this is Blaze. I just drove by your home," you're going to get a click right away. And you want to be happy. "Hi, this is Blaze. I just drove by your home, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Would you ever consider selling it?" If you come up with that energy, they're going to listen. And at the same breath, you say, "Prices have doubled in your neighborhood. It's unbelievable. I'd love to come over and help you out if you're thinking about selling." And if they're in pre-foreclosure, they may say, "What do you mean prices have doubled?" And you would say simply, "Absolutely, I'll come over, do your quick market analysis. If you're available right now, I'll be there in 2 seconds." Before they hang up that phone, you should be in the driveway, beeping your horn and saying, I'm here. And you jump in and you do an appraisal, and hopefully you have a buyer, which I'm sure you have 5 to 10 buyers just waiting anyway. So you'll be able to help them. And if they're legitimate, you'll be able to bring that to the bank and say, "Listen, I've got a buyer. They've done the home inspection. They're approved. We want to close in 10 days. The bank will stop the foreclosure." So what's the actions you can take? Pretty much the same as the others. Call them for sure. Share your app. Lock them in. Send them a card. Put them in your CRM. Visit them at their home. Time is of the essence. It's imminent. So you want to get out there really quick. Auctions. These folks are not a foregone conclusion. A lot of people say, "Oh, they're going to auction. Forget about them." They're scared. They're embarrassed. And usually they give up. Bill collectors, lawyers, city tax collectors, they call. It's awful. It's awful. I remember, gosh, 20 plus years ago, everybody gets in these situations at times, and it's not fun. And family members that I know, they got into these situations and they're just devastated, and they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk to anybody. They want to hide and run. But at the end of the day, even if they go to auction, you can still help them out. Lenders don't want to foreclose. Like I said earlier, they have to reserve against delinquent accounts, right? So they want to sell these properties. They want to modify the loans. They want to help out the consumer. They don't want, another delinquency, another foreclosure. They don't want that. They want to help you modify or work it out, work out a sales settlement rather than pay off the fees associated with an auction. An auctioneer gets 5%. Then they get a 20% bump on the at the auction. You have to pay a buyer's premium. They're fun to go to if the owners aren't there. I remember my first auction I ever went to. There was a fella. He was sitting in his ice cream truck in the driveway, and that was apparently his job. They were losing the house, a beautiful home. It's a ranch. I remember going, and you saw the wife in the window with the 2 kids in their arms, just staring out the window at us, money-hungry people, probably about 20 of us, all looking to bid on their property. Well, that was my first taste, and I would tell you that it was pretty gross. I did leave. There's no way I was going to be bidding on this home. I'll go to an auction that's vacant, but I won't go to an auction that has these families that are in despair and nobody's bothered to help them. It's really sad. And if you put yourself in their shoes, you're going to want to help them. Ultimately, that's what we do for humans. We help people. We want to help them. We're in such a position, and they think that we know everybody, the bankers and the lawyers and all those, that we can get them, help. And we can. We're professionals. I mean, we're right in line with those doctors and lawyers and all those people that are highly regarded. And yeah, we only go to class for 8 weeks, but gosh, you're given a license to help. Use it. Use that license. We have that obligation. So you have to hurry, get help out, because auctions go pretty quick. Call them. That's what I would suggest. Stop by the home and use the same dialogue. You can say, hey, your home's beautiful. Say, good morning, this is Blaze from Berkshire Hathaway Variety Realty. I'm calling to see if you're considering selling your home. Buyers have doubled your neighborhood, like I was saying earlier. That's one thing you could do. You could say, instead of morning, say afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm calling to see if you would consider selling your home. I drove by your home and it is beautiful. Your area is big time in demand. I'd love an opportunity to talk to you. I have buyers that will close on your home in 10 days. Or you can actually call the bank with a buyer and say, good afternoon, you're talking to the bank. My name is Blaze Coco, I'm a realtor, and I noticed XYZ home is going to foreclosure. I have a buyer and would love the opportunity to help if possible. Engage with them, dig, talk to them, talk to the bank. And sometimes the bank will say, you know what, it is going to auction. We are going to need a realtor. Give me your name and business card, and we may call you to list the property. So talking to the bank as well, it's important. And the data where their mortgage is being held, we'll send that to you through Domi, or you can find it at the Registry of Deeds. You just dig and put the address in, and you'll find out who the mortgage company is, and you give them a call. Tell them you like to be put on their REO list, real estate owned. You're going to see that coming up probably in the next year and a half. REOs are when the bank forecloses, they hold the homes on their books and they want to dispose of them. They call realtors. One of the things you might want to do now, get ahead of the curve. Start calling these local banks and say, hey, I don't know if you have any foreclosures, but if you don't, I'd love to be on your list in the case you need a realtor to help you dispose of the property. Call all the banks in the union. I did that with Freddie Mac 19 years ago. Guess what? Today, I still get Freddie Mac foreclosures. Listing agent, put it out there. Thank you very much. 5% all day long, or 6%, or whatever I end up negotiating. It's the easiest sale you'll ever have if you can build trust with those lenders. Simply call them. Salem 5, Enterprise Bank, the banks local, Bank of America. Call them and say, I'd like to be considered, I'm a full-time realtor. I'd like to be considered to be put on your REO team if you have any foreclosures coming out. Do that. If you get nothing out of this webinar, do that. Please do that. Do that for you and your family. So at this point, I'm going to go live on Domi so I can show you the app. It'll be pretty cool. It'll only take a few minutes. So let's see what we've got here. I'm going to put on my trusty glasses. I hate wearing my glasses. Okay. Hello. Perfect. So let me introduce you to the, oh, those are my children. You have to see child and Kylie. So this is what the app is. This is live. Home for sale. You can search for homes, view them as a map. You can find them yourself if you like. Use a list. Let's go with this one here. You tap on it. Like I said, there's a version for consumers. This is the realtor version. So this is for sale. This is tied into the MLS. You can see all the data here. These are all your tools up here. Like I said, the tools are free. So you've got value me, valuations, just tap if you want instant value. If you can't figure out the price of a home, just type the address. Get testimonials. You can do a testimonial, you just request it, pick it on your app, pick out a name. And it says, hello, it's great working together as a real estate agent. You just send it to them. That's it. And when you do that in the app, at the bottom right hand corner under my domain, you'll see testimonials right here. And you can share any of these. You can just tap this one here, see the arrow, and put it on Facebook. See, it was so simple. And like I said, it's free. You don't have to pay anything. Hit next at the upper right hand corner, hit share. And now I have 5,000 something members. They're all going to see that. So simple. It costs me nothing. QR code, you can do the same thing. QR code. Now, if you put a QR code out on Facebook, people, I'm going to say something here. Say, Ray Home Buyers app. It's free. Download it now. Hit next. Share it. Now my QR code is going to be on Facebook. And for friends, you'll see it. You just simply scan it, and guess what? They're going to be locked into me if they do that. So back to the property. Let's see if we want to look at the lot lines. Just tap the button. You don't have to search for anything. This is it. You can look at the neighborhood. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. What's the value of this property? Just right here. You can just swipe over. Instant value. What's the sales history in the property? You can check. You can go, let's see, they don't even have a mortgage, these guys. Lucky them. Sale amount. So this must have been a trust of some sort, or a family. Maybe they inherited it. It gives you a lot of details, and the consumer gets to see the details as well. The demographics of the town, the tax records, everything. Let's see, you can go through the payment calculator as well. It automatically builds in a loan amount, 20% off the asking price. Gives you your mortgage amount here, estimated closing costs. Now these are the estimated closing costs, $21,000, couple $1 million property. So it makes you a real professional. Let's say you don't even know where the property is located. Just tap on the address, and we're going to send you right. We're going to give you the full directions for you. Let's say you want to write a contract on this property. Go to my forms. These are all the forms that we use in Massachusetts, and we have some in New Hampshire as well. You just sign it with your finger. You don't need DocuSign. You don't need Dotloop. They're all built in. And then if you want to know where your clients are, the people you locked in, see at the bottom, my clients, these are people that I've locked in into my app. That when they do use the app and they want to set up a property to see, then they're going to come to me, and I'll show you what a consumer looks like in terms of their app. So I'm going to get out as an agent, and I'm going to get in as a consumer. So you get to see what their app looks like. So when you share it, this is what their app's going to look like. Okay. See their face. They get to look at their face. They get to, if they want to look at their face, they can change the picture if they don't like their face. Sorry, I'm getting a little punchy here. So let's see, they want to look at this one property here. These are the tools. This one here is valuations. By the way, you can get a valuation anywhere in the country. Type in the address and we'll give it to you. We're licensed in 50 states. They want to do Airbnb right here, apartments.com, hotels.com. They can even do auctions and for sale bonus if they want. Most of the time, they don't know their way around there. These for Find a Pro. Let's say they need a lawyer, home inspector. They would just tap on home inspector. And by the way, you can get your home inspectors on here, so they're only getting the ones that you have already vetted. Tap home inspector, type in the address, and send the request. When they do, they can get the nearest available, which is the GPS home inspectors, people that are closest, or they can actually select a provider if they want. It's up to them. Let's say they want to share their app. If they do want to share their app, guess what they're doing? If you lock them in and they share their app, the person they share it with is going to be locked into you as well. So I'm going to, let's see. Here it says Blaze Coke has invited you to download the Domi Real Estate app. Now you can tap in there and change the wording if you like. When you send it, it's gone. Now, if they do download the app, they're now locked into you as well, which is pretty cool. Also, down here, FAQs. This is a great place to train or teach your buyers. So tap on the Qs. How do I know the value of a property I'm considering buying? Well, compare the property to other properties that have sold in the last 6 months. This will guide you to the fair market value of the property you're considering. So there's 25, I believe 25 in here. What's radar? What's a home inspector? What's a deposit? It's a great training tool. If you're new to the business, you're welcome to go through this and answer all your questions. It's pretty cool. If they want to go to more, that would give them all these little tools that they can check out. They can even Venmo at the bottom if they like. They want to know the sales history or the valuation of a property. They would simply just type in any address. Let's see what this one's worth. So if we have the data, we'll give them, yep, right in the ocean, 900 to 1 million. Let's see the lot lines up here. See, you could do all this work on your way to a CMA. And before you get there, you know their plot plan, you know their taxes, you know where they are, what it looks like, the whole 9 yards. The demographics, you're not familiar with the town, just tap on demographics or the taxes, etc. Really cool. Calculator, you can do any of the calculators. Open houses, put in a zip code. Let's say nothing. If there's none, it's going to say none. Yep. Not yet. Usually the open houses come on Thursdays and Fridays. And what happens is we'll give you a whole list of them with the color photo, and you'll be able to type in anything you want, any town you want, and you tap on it for the addresses, etc. So you can see on their app, it's really cool as well. A lot of data, lot lines. If they want to sell their home, if you lock them in, they tap on sell my home, you put in their address. And if you did lock them in, then guess what? That's only going to go to you. So that's going to come to me out of my home address. So it makes a lot of sense to lock people in. If they want to get pre-approved, this would be for your buyers, pardon me, your bankers. You have bankers locked in, you can build your team, get them on your app as well. So hopefully it makes a lot of sense. These are the pros down here. If they do want to, if they need a moving company, etc. And you can invite these guys if you want to be on your app, because you vetted them. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a pretty cool app. I'd love to see you guys be part of it. Just like I said, go to the store, download it. It's free, the platform. It is $99 a month if you do want to receive the leads. And we do guarantee 20 opportunities, meaning the doorbell is going to go up at least 20 times that month. It's probably going to go up 20 times in a week. But if you're in the right place at the right time, that's what's going to determine you actually getting the lead. And then let's see. So important on this webinar, make sure you get we're going to give you 5 predictive sellers just for sitting on the webinar, but you need to download the Domi app because that's how we deliver it. We'll also call you as well. If you attended this webinar, we have your information. So one of the team leaders will be calling you. When you do get the predictives, you want to call them, or at minimum share your app so they'll get your app and get locked into you before your competition locks them in. So thank you for attending. You can go to the Google Play Store, download the app now, or go to the Apple Store. You'll love it. You can cancel anytime. It's not a high pressure sale at all. If you want these leads, if you want more sellers, you want to get involved with these 12 different types of leads, and more are coming, then you'd want to take care of it and download the app. I'm hoping that it was very educational. I'm hoping that you learned a lot. I'm hoping you can make a lot of money from what you learned today. And tell your friends about Domi. As they hear the doorbell going off, then they're going to say, "What is that?" And you're going to have to explain. You might not want to share it because those leads are coming in. If they're right near you, you want that call before they get it. Anyway, take care. Enjoy your day. If you do need to get a hold of me, my cell number, happy to talk to you. It's 978-375-4345. And if you'd like me to present for your company, where you can actually white label the app to become yours. The app we're probably into it for a little more than $3 million. It's been 4 years in beta and came out live January 15th. So we're excited to go across the country with it, and you guys will be the first ones to have it. Anyway, take care. Hopefully we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you so much. You take care.